Good morning. Actually, for me, it's nighttime, but hey, it's all right. Today, I wanted to do an acrylic set. This one is going to be gray and black. So this is going to be, the color I'm using is from Born Pretty. It's just a really nice gray. And then I'm just using my matte black paint. What I'm actually doing here is something that I've done one other time, and I've actually had a lot of compliments on it. It's going to be a lot of circles and fill-in points. It sounds crazy, and it probably is just a bit, but it's actually it's got a circular vibe to it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint these gray, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our gray tips. I have a big sponge here. It's a big ass sponge. And I'm going to put some black paint on the end of it. My goal is to try to make larger circles. At different spots on the nail. Okay. Kind of want to do a little bit of uniform, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So something like that. You want it pretty round, like you want it to look not oblong or anything, you want it to look round. And it doesn't have to be matchy-matchy on every nail. But you do want the circles to be pretty round. At least that's how I like it anyway. Make sure it's all filled in like a big circle. Okay. If you have to, you could probably even come back with a little brush and touch up a bit. I always just try to find the best way to do a circle is just with some type of template, or because you want your circles to be very circular. Like, you don't, if you are going to do a circle, make it a circle. Don't make it kind of off too much. And it makes it work pretty well if you got something like a stencil or something. That's why I find this works the best for me, because that way if you don't got really straight lines, it kind of helps keep them kind of together for you, and it's not so hard to try to get that roundness that you're trying to get. There. So now I'm gonna let that dry for a minute before I move on, or else you can have problems with the black interfering. So I'm gonna let that dry for a minute and I'll be right back. Excuse me. Okay. So now what we want to do, I just want to take some black paint, and I got a dotting tool. This is one of my bigger ones that I've made out of an old. I want to add dots going smaller, just down around. So we're kind of almost giving it, I don't know what you call it, like what kind of effect would this be? Like I'm not thinking of the word, but it's something that I've used before. I've done this type pattern before. And I used it when I went to Cirque Soleil. I needed something to wear to Cirque Soleil, and I wanted a really nice set to wear to Cirque Soleil. And I made a really nice long set with white and black like this. See, I'm kind of only going so far because I want to use a smaller tool to get smaller dots. From a certain point on. So, but basically what I'm doing is just trying to give it almost not Aztec, oh, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. You're probably thinking of it and probably like screaming it out, but I'm not thinking of the word I'm looking for. Abstract, sorry. Oh, I finally came up with it. Abstract kind of vibe. I really want it to be interesting to the eye. But I find that some of the dotting tools that I do have are too small for what I want. That's why I've kind of made this one and come up with the other idea to get me bigger dots so I can have like more interesting look. Now, I'm gonna go back here. Oh, there's my smaller dotting tool. I'm going to go in with my smaller dotting tool now and just finish off some of those dots a little bit smaller. Here, I'm just going to bring that up and show you so you can actually see what's going on. See what I'm doing? I'm just kind of making it go a little bit smaller, trying to keep them evenly spaced so it's got a nice look to it. And kind of just feather it around. All of the bigger dots. And to make it look kind of uniform, try to keep them spaced a little bit evenly and So it's got a nice look about it. But yeah, I made a set similar to this when I went to go see Cirque Soleil. Like I said, it was white and black. I did it in probably an off-white and a black. And I had a lot of compliments while I was there because it was a nice set. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna let those little black ones dry. But quite honestly, I can probably, the bigger ones look dry enough for me to finish off what I want to do. Now, I want to use white in the bigger dots, and I'm going to use the smaller tool anyway. I don't want them quite as big in the big dots. I just want them to kind of give an effect. So something like that. Something along those lines. Now, I've also done something similar to this where I filled in the black with the same color that was the background and just left it like circular. But I find this effect I'm doing here always seems to make it a little bit better. There, something like that. And now when this is completely dry, I will probably cover this with a top coat to protect it, just because I'm painting and I don't want my my clear when I go to put it on to take off any of my paint or work off any of my the paint job that I have painted on here, because sometimes monomer can be very strong and it will run things and change things. So I think what I'd like to do is avoid that, put a top coat on. Now I think in this case I'd probably do this in a matte. Now just because I want to protect, I'll probably just do it in a regular top coat, a shiny top coat. Because don't forget, when I go to put them on, I'll buff them slightly. Just so that I can put the acrylic on and not have to worry about any problems, or if you go ahead and you do the acrylic, it's literally just protecting. It's just another layer to protect. That's all I'll be doing. But to make sure my paint is dry, because you're doing dots especially, dots can sometimes take a little bit of time to dry because you're getting a little blob of paint on there. I would definitely give it a 5 or 10 minute head start to dry before you go ahead and put that top coat on. So I'm gonna let these dry and then I'm gonna top coat and I will be right back. Now I have it on. Say hi, Chloe. Okay, so now we're done our nails. We did the top coat. Chloe's gonna give you smoke signals.
Yeah.
Well, I put them onto my little thing for the box.
Yeah, we just waved my hand into grandma sometimes.
Did you tell the camera what you learned in school today?
You know the F that I am the name?
The letter F.
It tells me like C's.
You like C's, but you learned the letter F?
We like that with in my name.
You like all the letters in your name. I
Yeah.
see.
Also my second name.
Also your second name? What's your second name? Do you remember? Victoria?
Sherman.
Sherman!
What?
Okay, I am
What my
all
first letter,
done.
my second name?
What's the first letter of your second name?
You
Victoria is a V.
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 My first name
V
is a
for
V.
victory.
Mom.
All right, and there we go. There's our set.
Mom.
And I'll go ahead and put those in the box, and I will take a shot. See you next time. Bye. Say bye. Say bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.